Sun, beaches, and Latin-inspired flavors are what people around the world call their vacation paradise. We call it home. Welcome to the weekly podcast that captures it all. The Scoop on Miami. Let's discover and rediscover Miami together with Ernie Emad, a 54-year resident of the Magic City, and Miami native Lainey Rada on The Scoop on Miami. And now, here's Ernie Emad and Lainey Rada.
Welcome to The Scoop on Miami again every Friday at 1 o'clock. This is episode number 18. And thank you for joining us every single week on this fantastic program. We have a good one lined up for you. Over 30-year business, family-run business here on Miracle Mile in Coral Gables. And that is Cathy Nguyen. And the name of the restaurant is Lotus Garden Restaurant at 318 Miracle Mile. We had a great time yesterday. Great stories. And we also have Grace Piney, and she's with Lavakan. It's a innovative spa for dogs and cats. Actually, we found out as long as they have hair, the machine will work.
Yes.
Isn't that incredible? So that's fantastic. So Lainey, by the way, I am Ernie Emad, the broker owner of One Premier International Realty and the host of The Scoop on Miami, and I'm standing alongside my co-host.
Hi, I'm Lainey Rada, leading edge broker associate with Douglas Elliman.
We've only said that a couple of times this week, so hey, by the way, wait a second. I was listening, I feel so sorry for all these businesses, and specifically service businesses and restaurants and so forth.
That's why we're trying to help everybody.
We're getting information from everywhere, right? Wear mask, don't wear mask. Now, I heard yesterday, here we go, we have to wear goggles. So I don't know how many things we're going to have to wear very soon.
Well, you can always put your hazmat suit on. I have a client in Italy that sent me her picture like that. She was covered all the way up to just, I think her eyes were the only thing left.
Oh, my goodness.
And she's a doctor, so she has to dress like that.
Try jogging with all that stuff on, right? So uncertainty, and that's the key word for today as we have Isaias is headed this way. That's all we need. Look, we're glad it's continuing to move a little further north and west, but it's going to become a hurricane shortly as a Category 1 as it is projected. We are currently under a tropical storm watch, and that's going to be upgraded most likely to a hurricane watch. It's expected to hit us sometime offshore, about 90 miles per hour. So we are going to begin to see some of the outer bands, probably 30 to 40 mile an hour winds here in Miami.
Wind and rain.
A little further, a little more intense as you go out to Broward and the Palm Beaches, and then we don't know, our hearts go out to the South Carolina and North Carolina and that coast because it's expected to head that way. And with coronavirus and everything else, something else that we have to keep an eye on. So how was your week, Lainey?
It's been good. I've been juggling a lot, talking to a lot of business owners and working in my business. So my own business always gets attention first.
Yep, that's what they say. There's always time for everything else, but business comes first, and then we'll make time for anything else.
Yes.
You're absolutely right. And we have been busy, thank goodness, with real estate. I just double-ended a condominium that I listed and had a price reduction on a beautiful home. If you're looking for a beautiful home in Southwest Miami, completely redone, give me a call. Share the address with you, have a video walkthrough. It's a gorgeous property. What is today's inspirational quote?
Never lose sight of the fact that the most important yardstick of your success will be how you treat other people. And that's from Barbara Bush. And I always credit Barbara Bush with inspiring me to be a literacy volunteer, which I did for some time. And that was a great experience because I never realized how many people can't read. And I love books.
You're absolutely right. So let's go back in time. The Miami Rewind segment with Lainey Rada. I can remember my experience with barnacles, not that specific one, but when I first got into the boating business and my run into a piling and a few barnacles, and we'll just leave it there. So tell us a little bit about today's Miami Rewind.
Well, all the places that we talk about, I hope I'm encouraging you to look into them further and to put them on your bucket list of if you're visiting here or if you live here, because right now many places are closed, unfortunately, and they all need support, and this is what our show is about. So these are local places that you can go see. Today you're going to learn something else about them a little more in depth for a few minutes. And the Barnacle is a beautiful place to enjoy. So you can hear about it now.
It's time to take a look back with Lainey Rada. Miami Rewind.
Do you think there's a quiet place in Miami to go back to a simpler time? In 1891, the only travel to Miami was by boat. It was a frontier life when Ralph Middleton Monroe made his home here at 3485 Main Highway in Coconut Grove. This historic state park is named the Barnacle. Monroe bought the 40 acres in 1886 for $400. He preserved the forest on the land. Entering through the same trail, you'll experience it just like it was then. It was a horse and buggy trail. Now it's just regular bugs. Birds migrate here for the natural habitat. The property has beautiful mature trees, and the house is in its original state with a boathouse you can walk through. It's especially nice to sit on the porch in a rocking chair, admiring the sweeping lawn that goes to the bay, in this rare open space of the remaining 5 sprawling acres. Commodore Ralph Monroe was a sailor who built sea vessels and yachts. He drew plans for 56 different yachts. He helped to establish Miami as one of the yachting capitals of the world. In 1887, residents formed Biscayne Bay Yacht Club, where he held the title of Commodore for 22 years. Watch the boats float by and enjoy the cultural experience. The Barnacle is the oldest standing house in Miami on its original foundation. It's an architectural wonder. The first story was raised to make room for his expanding family, which guides will tell you all about. In 1912, a library was added on. In 1973, his descendants transferred the property to the Florida Park Service. The house is a museum and provides guided tours. It's a comfortable and spacious place with creaky floors and all. There are special events that occur throughout the year. Enjoy this rare cultural experience in a big way or a small way. It's the best $2 deal you can find. That's the scoop.
The Barnacle. Say that twice.
It's incredible that it costs $2. You just cannot beat that anywhere.
I did not know that. Now I know I can afford to go there. It's incredible. $2. That's unheard of. It's actually, the parking is more expensive than getting in there. So
This is true.
without a doubt, everyone should visit the Barnacle. I'm not sure if it's open right now.
I don't think it's open, but it could be. Sometimes some of these places are open on the grounds because this is a big space, but sometimes maybe the house is closed. Like, for example, like Vizcaya could be outside but not inside and things like that. So you just have to double check. But it's also nice to just drive around and check out where things are.
You are correct about that. So we're going to start now with Lavakan, which is a spa for pets. It's a unique innovation. It's been around for 20 years in Europe, and this is the first time in the United States that it's been introduced. And we got a chance to meet one of the owners, Grace Piney, and let's take a look a little bit about Lavakan.
We just have to have a small disclaimer because most of the interview's in Spanish, but we translate it for you. So,
Yeah.
and you don't need to speak Spanish to go because you can enter on your own. Just to keep that in mind.
It's a complete self-service,
Yeah.
24/7. So let's take a look at Lavakan. Good afternoon and welcome to Lavakan here in Miami at 2955 Southwest 8th Street. You're going to want to know everything about this business. My name is Ernie Emat and I am the host of The Scoop on Miami, and I am standing alongside my co-host.
I'm Lainey Rada, leading edge broker associate with Douglas Elliman.
And I'm the broker owner of One Premier International. We're standing right alongside the owner of this fantastic, innovative business, and her name is Grace Piney. Welcome to The Scoop on Miami.
Muchas gracias.
Absolutely. So we're going to do a little bit of both English and Spanish so that people can really understand this remarkable service. It's all about like a car wash for your pets. So, Grace, dame un poquito de la historia tuya y cómo llegaste a Lavakan.
Bueno, yo soy editora de profesión, he estudiado filología y he trabajado en política internacional y he trabajado en medios de comunicación durante 20 y pico de años. Pero hace 2 o 3 años empecé a pensar en que, bueno, yo quería montar un negocio y un negocio que no tuviera que ver ni con la academia, ni con política, ni con arte, que son las cosas en las que he trabajado la mayor parte de mi vida profesional. En realidad yo quería algo que me sacara un poquito de eso, ¿ves? Que diera otra vidilla. Y empecé a hacer un estudio de mercado y hice el proyecto para varios negocios, o sea, hice el estudio para varios negocios. Y los descartaba cuando veía que
los números no daban,
exacto,
o no funcionaba ese tipo de negocio, ¿de acuerdo?
Exacto.
Que es bueno porque es parte del proceso que un entrepreneur, alguien que quiere tener su propio negocio, pasa, ¿no? Por varias ideas, como tú dijiste, ¿no? Haces el research para de verdad llegar al punto que uno quiere.
Exacto, aunque uno haga el estudio de mercado y te ilusione muchísimo una idea de un negocio, si haces el estudio de mercado, a lo mejor cuando avanzas un poquito te das cuenta de que no, ese no es el negocio. Entonces, bueno, yo estaba en mi proceso examinando esto y una amiga que viajaba muchísimo me pide un fin de semana que me quedara con sus perros porque su sobrina le iba a dar la comida, lo iba a pasear, pero ellos los pobres se quedaban solos para dormir.
So let me catch everybody up to date. She's been an editor most of her life, both in the political and non-political arena, and mostly behind the camera in the media business. And then decided that she wanted to get out of that business and launch her own business. Started to do some research on several different businesses, and all of those, after running research and doing the numbers, they didn't work out, and came across a friend of hers that was traveling and wanted her to take care of her dogs. And that's where we're going to continue to catch on. So, seguimos.
Okay. Pues entonces yo acepté ir a cuidar a sus perros ese fin de semana, pero cuando llegué, pues los perros no estaban limpios y la llamo y le digo, bueno, pues, ¿qué tal, mi amiga? ¿Qué te parece si te baño a los perros? Y ella me dijo, oye, no se van a dejar, eran perros grandes, era un labrador y un boxer. Ellos no se van a dejar, pero ella hace las cuentas muy rápido e inmediatamente me dijo, bueno, si tú quieres intentarlo. Y yo bañé a los perros y los perros quedaron maravillosos y luego cuando ella viajaba, pues de vez en cuando me volvía a decir, pues vente para que los perros no duerman solos. Y ya yo lo primero que hacía era bañar a los perros. Y yo siempre he tenido perros y mis perros siempre se han bañado maravillosamente. Así que esa idea de que los perros sufren para bañarse, de que es un desastre bañar al perro, yo lo entendía, pero mis perros no han sido así. Mis perros siempre han disfrutado bañarse. Y aquellos que supuestamente se iban a poner mal cuando los bañara estaban disfrutando. Así que uno de esos días que yo estaba bañándolos, yo dije, la verdad es que a mí esto se me da bien. Porque mis perros lo han disfrutado, estos lo están disfrutando, a lo mejor tengo un puntico aquí. Y dije, yo debería explorar esto, debería monetizar este don que yo tengo.
Básicamente el negocio te encontró.
Exacto,
Tú
sí.
estabas buscando negocio y te vino de ayudar a una amiga y de ahí se creó esta operación. So basically what happened was, after looking and researching of what type of business she was going to do, the business found her. Through a friend of hers, she started to babysit or pet sit the dogs, wash the dogs, give them a great bath because they were kind of stinky when she first went there. And the owner said they don't like to take baths. Well, they love to take baths, and that kind of rang a light bulb in her mind to say, you know, I think I'm good at washing dogs and taking care of animals. Let me explore further on how I can turn this into a business. Pues entonces seguimos.
Entonces, bueno, pues de ahí yo dije, déjame ver cómo aquí bañan a los animales. Y cuando vi que, bueno, pues es un lugar como un fregadero, una batea o una bañera, me pareció como un poquito difícil. Porque además ahí terminas con la columna hecha leña, si lo bañas en la casa, el baño termina perdido. Pero incluso en el grooming los tienen que bañar en esos lugares que son como una batea. Sí. Y yo dije, no, tiene que haber una forma más desarrollada, tiene que haber una máquina para hacer esto. Y busqué la máquina y no la encontré. Yo soy una persona bien innovadora. A mí me gusta el reto de buscar una cosa nueva, algo que la gente no conoce, pues eso me gusta más que traer algo que
So basically, she's an innovator. And when she realized that most of these dogs actually get washed in sinks everywhere you go, and she thought, my goodness, the technology has got to be out there to wash dogs with today's technology instead of the old-fashioned sinks, and started to look for a machine or something that did it, and there wasn't one. And so we'll continue now to how she came across Lavakan.
Ok, entonces pues cuando busqué no encontré y dije, bueno, entonces tengo que inventarla yo, tengo que hacerla. Y cuando me pongo a idear todo para hacerla, doy con Lavakan. Y entonces ya me paré y dije, no, espera, si ellos ya la tienen, vamos a empezar con algo que ya existe. Y entonces me puse en contacto con ellos y bueno, pues ya a partir de ahí pues ya llegamos al día de hoy.
So the story is there. Obviously she started the research. She says she's going to have to invent the machine. And through that research, she came across Lavakan and said, well, the wheel's already been invented. Now let me see how I can bring it to market. And that's really where we're at right now.
La historia de la máquina incluso es que es hasta más interesante, porque Lavakan tiene 20 años en el mercado europeo. Pero la máquina la inventó un señor en el garaje de su casa, como muchos negocios, como surgen muchos negocios en el garaje de la gente, porque el hombre tenía 4 o 5 animales y pues era un incordio bañarlos. Y él inventó la máquina para sus propios perros.
So this machine has been around for more than 20 years in Europe. It was invented by a gentleman that did it for his own pets. Is basically how he invented this machine. So it's not new. There's been a lot of innovations since he invented the machine that now makes it available to be everywhere.
Luego el hombre empezó a venderle máquinas porque la gente se empezó a enterar. Entonces los parientes lo llamaban, oye, hazme una a mí. El hombre le hacía la máquina. Luego se fueron enterando veterinarios y cuando vino a ver, el hombre estaba vendiendo la máquina en toda Europa. Ya había inscrito la máquina, había pasado todas las revisiones que tenía que pasar para homologarla a nivel europeo, para poder comercializarla. Pero al hombre en realidad no le interesaba ese negocio, él lo hacía porque bueno, él dio con la máquina, pero el hombre se dedicaba a otra cosa. Y hace 3 años, otro empresario, que empezó más o menos en la misma época que yo a investigar sobre la máquina, le compró el negocio. Y él ha hecho el rediseño de toda la ingeniería, de toda la mecánica de la máquina. Y además lo ha relanzado como un concepto diferente, como un concepto de spa, de autoservicio, de un lugar a donde tú puedes llevar a tu mascota y sencillamente recibir todo el servicio.
So it's very interesting. The gentleman that invented had other businesses, and although he was receiving orders for veterinary, vets, and in that type of an environment, the gentleman she came across with bought the business from that gentleman, and they have re-engineered the machine for U.S. use, and now really turning it into a self-service spa for animals at 1/3 of the cost. And so that's something that's very interesting. We're also going to find out a little bit about Lainey's Spanish. I've been excited all week to hear her speak in Spanish, and I'm going to get my chance right now. Lainey, why don't we ask Grace a question?
Ay, por favor.
Ay, por favor. There we go. Te va a preguntar algo.
Yo tengo preguntas de la máquina porque es muy interesante. Puedes ver, es muy grande, hay mucho espacio por el perro y no puedes lavar gatos, ¿no?
Sí, sí.
¿Verdad?
Sí, sí.
Yo creo que eso es más increíble de todo.
La máquina es para mascotas, para animales con pelo. ¿Ves? Entonces puedes lavar ahí un perro, un gato, un chivo, un conejo. Hay gente que tienen cerditos como mascotas. Se pueden bañar.
Mientras tengan pelo.
Exacto.
Okay.
Sí.
Okay, so I asked, the machine is quite spacious, and they have on the brochure a picture of a cat, which I think is really unusual. I said, I gotta see a cat in here. But she said any pets, it washes with hair. You can have, what is it, dogs, cats?
That's absolutely right. Any animal that has hair can use this machine.
And the name Lavakan is a translation from Spanish. Is lava is wash, and can is from cane for dog. So that's how you can remember the name. Entonces, la cosa es interesante, la máquina tiene diferentes idiomas.
Sí.
¿Cuál es el idioma que puede usar?
La máquina tiene las instrucciones en inglés, en español, en alemán, francés, portugués, chino. Me falta ahí el icono del italiano.
Okay.
Y quiero incluir también el creol.
Oh, okay. So the machine actually has multiple languages so you can understand how to use it. It has English, it has German, it has France, it has what is the other one? Portuguese. It has Spanish, and she's missing Creole and Italian.
But those are going to be added,
Right.
so that to fit our multicultural society or town that we live in.
Sí, probablemente incluya también el ruso, porque hay una comunidad rusa en Miami de más de 100,000 personas. Entonces vale la pena incluirlo.
And there's also Russian, so we pretty much have it all covered because that's our international city. And the next thing that I'm thinking about is el precio. Yo creo que el precio es increíble. $20. Y yo creo que para hacer todas las cosas con animales, este es el precio más económico de todas las cosas que puede hacer, ¿no?
Sí, sí.
¿Verdad?
Sí. Yeah. Son $20 el baño y secado y $5 más si eliges un programa antiparasitario, que es un repelente de pulgas, garrapatas, mosquitos, de cualquier bicho. Y tiene otro programa que es como OZONE, que es para sanar pequeñas heriditas, para cuestiones de alergias también es muy efectivo, y para el olor. Sabes que los animales, aunque se bañen con frecuencia, tienen un olor fuerte a animal. El ozono va quitándoles ese olor.
Okay, and so for $20, which is a great deal, there's not many things you can buy for $20 at all. You can come here, and also you can add for $5 more. You can do a treatment to take away the fleas and any kind of parasites. And then also there's also something called the ozone therapy, which is for helping with the dog to smell better.
And minor little cuts and abrasions that they may have helps the healing of those as well.
Right.
Absolutely. So we think this is remarkable because it is self-service. So it's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
And it's the only one in the United States. It's the first one.
It is the first one. And you're going to be able to come here at any time, 24 hours. Bring your dog. Obviously, you'll get instructions. But this is like a vending machine. It's very simple to operate. And my understanding is the dogs don't want to get out once they go in. Me dicen que cuando entran los animales no quieren salir. Le encanta tanto ese baño que de verdad, los jets, todo eso que le da.
A ver, en realidad es que, ¿sabes? Depende mucho del carácter del animal. Cada animal tiene su carácter, su temperamento, igual que cada persona. Depende mucho de la relación con el dueño. Si el dueño está tranquilo, pues el animal va a estar tranquilo. Pero sí, efectivamente, he tenido 2 o 3 animales que a la hora de salir ha habido que sacarlos a la fuerza.
I can imagine. It feels like a massage when the water hits it.
Es que sobre todo en el secado es muy relajante y muchos animales se duermen.
So what she's saying is that she's had several dogs that don't want to come out once they go in there. It's a very relaxing, and that's why they're bringing the spa type of feeling to the dogs. And the drying, the blow drying of the dog is very relaxing, and some have even fallen asleep during that process.
Es que esa es la idea, en un spa la mayor parte de las personas si no se duermen, pues se relajan muchísimo, para el animal es lo mismo.
¿Y cómo paga la tarjeta? ¿Tienen que pagar con una tarjeta que se le da o con tarjeta de crédito? ¿Cómo paga la gente?
Bueno, en la máquina se puede pagar con efectivo, con tarjeta de crédito o débito, que me falta aquí que me instalen el kit de pago, pero que va a estar en unos días, y con la tarjeta de fidelización de la máquina.
De acuerdo.
Quienes paguen con la tarjeta van a poder cargarla con crédito o débito y con efectivo también. Y cuando tengan la tarjeta del club van a tener acceso al local las 24 horas del día, porque van a tener un código para entrar y van a tener además un baño gratis.
So basically what happens is you're going to get a Lavakan card so you can join as a member. There's no cost to join. That card is reloadable, so you'll be able to add money in it. They're also getting now the ATM or the credit card machines installed on it, so you'll be able to pay by credit card as well. You'll also be able to pay by cash. But if you join Lavakan and get your membership card that is reloadable, you'll get one free wash. And there's no cost to join as well.
Y otra pregunta, ¿cómo es hay ruido cuando empieza?
A ver, si quieres te cuento todo el proceso.
Sí, y se puede prender y todos funcionan. Okay, so we're going to go through the entire process.
El ruido y también temperatura del agua.
El agua, todo eso se dosifica, ¿vale? O sea, se programa. Y el agua,
por eso, cuando empuja ahí, puede decir esto y esto y esto.
Ya está programado.
Ya está programado para que no se quede un perro y nada.
Exacto,
correcto,
sí. Pero lo que quiero decir es que yo sí puedo ponerla para que el agua sea fría, o sea, tibia, calientica, y el agua, como es agradable, es tibiecita.
Okay.
So I asked about the temperature of the water and also if it has a lot of noise. So it's already programmed to set up what your dog has to have, and just it's a relaxing experience anyway. The spa for dogs, basically.
A ver, cuando aquí la persona llegue, una cosa muy importante es que nadie va a tocar a su mascota ahora con el asunto del virus, que todo el mundo está tan preocupado por la distancia social y demás.
That's a good point. By doing this self-service, there'll be nobody else touching your dog. So it's almost like the pizza places, right? Once it's out of the oven, no humans touch. It'll only be touched by you when it comes in, when it goes in to get its bath, and when it leaves.
Exacto. Entonces, bueno, pues la gente va a llegar a la máquina, va a elegir aquí la lengua. La máquina le dice que no tenga el animal dentro, porque lo primero que va a hacer la máquina es iniciar un proceso de desinfección. Es para eliminar cualquier germen, cualquier parásito, cualquier cosa que pueda haber quedado del servicio anterior.
So the first step that the machine does once you come here and choose your language wants to make sure that the pet is not in there, and then it goes through a complete disinfection process to make sure from any previous animals that were there that it's disinfected on the spot for your pet.
They call it the cabin.
Exacto. Tú no quieres que el perro anterior que tenía pulgas, garrapatas, lo que fuera, dejar ahí ningún residuo.
Entonces, ¿continuamos?
Entonces, la máquina dice que durante ese proceso no puedes tener al animal porque eso con lo que lo va a desinfectar es con lo mismo que se desinfecta el material quirúrgico en los hospitales. Entonces, lógicamente, el animal no puede estar ahí.
Y todo.
Exacto. Entonces, ya le dijimos que sí, que el animal no está ahí, y la máquina te vuelve a preguntar si tú quieres desinfectar la máquina. Tú le vas a decir que sí, lógicamente, porque tú no vas a pagar más por eso.
Right. You don't pay any extra, so you would go ahead and disinfect the chamber before putting your dog in there.
Exacto. Entonces, lógicamente, le vas a decir que sí. La máquina te
¿Y
pregunta.
qué tiempo se toma ese?
Unos segunditos, unos 30 segundos o cosas así. Y además se ilumina una luz roja.
Wash, rinse, and dry.
Bien.
But the wash is only 1 minute, the rinse is 2 minutes, and then the drying is 20 minutes, and all the parts are right here on the machine for you.
Y esto parece una punta de un vacuum cleaner,
Sí.
¿no? ¿Para qué se usa esto?
Bueno, la cuestión es que la máquina puede pasar todo el tiempo de un proceso automático a un proceso manual. Tú eliges si tú lo quieres lavar en automático o en manual.
So that's a good point, because the machine, you can choose whether you want the machine to wash your dog automatically, meaning automated, or you can do it manually and you can override it, and that's why you have the vacuum or the blower, the hose. So if, you can also do a manual wash.
And
as
it
well.
has a lot of jets inside.
Sí.
Yep. It's like a shower, you know how we all like those showers with 5 jets?
De hecho es mucho mejor, porque el agua de tu bañera sigue siendo un chorro y el agua de la máquina es pulverizada. Entonces no le hace daño en los ojos, no les molesta en los ojos, no les hace daño.
I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but it's like pulverizes the water, so it's a very
calcified.
Okay, so it really,
Calcified.
it's not, the dog doesn't feel that wetness on the,
El agua es pulverizada y es además descalcificada.
so it's right.
El agua es más suave, le deja,
It's
le
softer
deja el
water,
pelo más
correct.
suave al animal.
Y
Entonces,
todos
bueno,
los productos ya están aquí adentro.
todos los productos, todo está ahí dentro y todo es vegan, todo es sin parabenos, sin nada que pueda dañar la piel del animal. Todo
So
es muy
the
natural.
products are vegan products, correct? The shampoos and so forth,
Everything is natural.
natural products,
Exacto. De
correct?
hecho, el antiparasitario es aceite de andiroba, que es un repelente natural.
So they have a natural repellent, which costs $5 extra, that will, get rid of fleas and everything else.
Entonces, bueno, pues
No.
como tú vas a pagar por el antiparasitario, no, mejor que sí, a ver, como tú por el antiparasitario y por la ozonoterapia, tú vas a pagar $5
Sí.
más, en realidad te vale la
De acuerdo,
pena,
vale
te
la
vale
pena,
la
correcto.
pena
De
pagarlo.
acuerdo.
Entonces, vamos a decirle que sí para que la máquina
De
haga
acuerdo.
el proceso completo.
Perfecto.
Le decimos que sí. Y luego lo siguiente es que elijas el tamaño de la mascota. Y eso es lo que va a determinar cuánto tiempo va a durar el baño. Si tú tienes una mascota pequeña, el proceso básico va a durar 20 minutos.
¿Cuál es el perro más grande que pueden poner aquí por libras?
Bueno, en realidad el perro se acomoda ahí.
Acomoda adentro.
¿Ves? Si
De
tú
acuerdo.
pones ahí un gran danés, el animal se acomoda. Pero además tú puedes elegir, en lugar de hacerlo en automático,
hacerlo manual.
hacerlo manual.
De acuerdo,
¿Ves?
correcto.
O sea, en realidad caben todos los perros. La máquina está preparada para que quepan todos los perros.
So it has a button that you put small, medium, or large dog. And there's not really a limit. As long as the dog can fit inside, it doesn't matter how much they weigh.
And typically the dog will accommodate itself in that space. Bien, perfecto.
Exacto.
It's
Entonces,
like a carrier, or like a large carrier. So I don't see how any dog can't fit in there,
You're right.
you know?
el
because
animal se
that's the
siente
biggest
cómodo
one.
realmente ahí porque es como cuando tú entras a la bañera, tú cierras la cortina de la bañera, el espacio es proporcional. El espacio que hay ahí es suficiente para el animal.
And we're going to have videos for you showing the dogs in it.
Sí, luego te envío vídeos con pastor alemán, por ejemplo, que es un perro bien grandote,
Perfecto.
para que veas que el animal se acomoda. Entonces, ves, digamos que el perro es grande.
Then you choose the type of fur the dog has, whether it's short fur or long fur, right? And do you want the ozone therapy, which is a healing type of a therapy?
Exacto.
And then you would select the payment method, correct?
Exacto.
And once
Entonces,
you,
ahora tenemos para pagar con cash,
so you can pay
vamos a
cash,
tener aquí la...
and you can pay by credit card as well as with the reloadable Lavakan card, club card, correct.
Si quieren verla funcionando, pues puedo, aunque no tengamos animal, pero por lo menos
Para que escuchen el sonido y todo, que es algo que nos habían preguntado, qué tipo de bulla hace la máquina para asustar el perro, si se puede hacer unos minuticos nada más.
Ok, perfecto. Durante el baño y secado, durante el baño, ¿ves? El ruido que hace es mínimo. Y durante el secado es cuando hace un poquito más de ruido, pero no llega a ser molesto. A ver, si tú en tu casa te secas con el secador,
Es igual.
el secador hace ruido. Yo te diría incluso que la he programado para que haga el menor ruido posible, que seque al perro o al gato, al animal que tengamos, en el menor tiempo posible, pero que tampoco el animal esté agobiado.
So it's been programmed for minimal sound, minimal noise. So actually drying would be almost like a hair dryer at home, and the washing cycle is a very low volume sounding.
I just thought of the question because maybe some dogs get scared or something. I don't know.
Okay.
Entonces, cuando la máquina termina de enjuagar al animal, pregunta siempre si quieres un extra de enjuague. Normalmente tú no vas a pagar más por eso, normalmente tú le vas a decir que sí. Y al final del programa básico de secado te vuelve a preguntar si quieres más tiempo.
Okay.
Conviene decir que sí, tú no vas a pagar más por ese tiempo extra, porque muchas veces el animal o se acuesta porque se relaja, está relajado, se duerme.
Tiene partes,
entonces tiene partes en las que puede quedar húmedo o en las paticas.
So at the end of each cycle, you'll be able to add more time with no additional cost. So if you want to get an additional rinse, you can just ask and it'll ask you, do you want additional rinse? Yes, no cost for that. And then when you blow dry, when the dog is dried, if you want additional time for the dog to dry, you just press yes, there's no additional cost, and the drying cycle will continue.
And I guess that's it.
El tiempo básico el tiempo del programa básico estaría entre 20 y 30 minutos, pero siempre vas a tener por lo menos 15 minutos más extra por los que no vas a pagar.
So kind of about 20 to 30 minutes, depending on the dog size. The length of time is really in the drying process, not in the washing process. They have 4 machines in here, and you can count on about 30 minutes in and out anytime, so you don't have to book an appointment to get your dog done, especially Saturday something comes up. If you're a realtor or something, you set it for Saturday, now you got showings, you can't make it. So this is wonderful because you just walk in with your pet and walk out with a shiny, bright, clean dog or cat or anything.
Además, como va a estar abierto 24 horas, es bien efectivo. He pensado sobre todo cuando dije esto tiene que estar abierto 24 horas, estaba pensando sobre todo en las personas que tienen perros que son o prohibidos en la Florida o perros potencialmente peligrosos porque ya han mordido. Esas personas tienen un problema porque no pueden llevar al animal a lugares públicos. En los grooming muchas veces no se los aceptan o tienen que llevar un seguro, tienen que llevar las vacunas o tienen que andar con el historial delictivo del animal. Aquí no le vamos a pedir sus papeles a nadie.
That's a good point because some people have more aggressive dogs and some of
they have to
the
have them insured or they bite or so you can have
to go to your typical place to get it. This way you can come in on your own and take that done.
Entonces esas personas lógicamente van a decir, ok, a las 12 de la noche es poco probable que haya nadie allí, ya no tengo problema y entonces llevo al animal a la hora que le viene bien.
So again, the address is 2955 Southwest 8th Street. We are just a couple of blocks from the historic Calle Ocho, which starts at 27th Avenue here. They're open 7 days a week, 24/7. ¿Y cuál es el número telefónico si alguien tiene que localizar a Lavakan?
Lo tenemos por allí, pero no me...
Okay, perfect. So we will post the telephone number. This is a business that's getting ready to open up. We're expected to open up. ¿Cuándo piensas abrir las puertas?
Bueno, en realidad estoy abriendo ya para mostrar las máquinas y todo el que ha venido ha tenido su servicio, todo el que ha venido si hace la reserva de la tarjeta tiene además su año gratis.
De acuerdo.
Así que en realidad estamos abiertos ya.
Okay, so
nos faltan detallitos.
there's small things that need to be done. It is open for business. You can come on by and bring your dog, bring your cash because they're getting ready to install the credit card machines. But right now through cash, you'll be able to wash your dog and talk about this. I think it's a great concept, specifically in today's world where we're all busy and don't want to schedule appointments for hair, for dogs, for car, a doctor. I mean, we're appointment to death here. You can just walk in with your pet, get it done, and be out in a half hour. That's great.
Thank you.
Muchas gracias.
Grace, thank you very much.
Muchas gracias.
And thank you very much for joining us on the Scoop on Miami. Okay, we are Lavakan experts after this, correct?
Yes.
And Lainey was just talking about if she had a pet dog, she would bring it in. It seems like a very easy,
It seems like economical,
non-messy and economical,
to
no
wash
question.
your dog for $20. So I don't know. I guess you're going to have to try it.
You are going to have to try
whoever
it.
tries it, let us know.
You bet. Hey, look, we're looking for your comments. Thank you so much. A lot of hearts, a lot of thumbs up for today. When we come back, we still have Lainey Rada's 305's Hidden Treasures. And then we have our interview with Cathy Nguyen with Lotus Garden Restaurant in Coral Gables.
I'm Lainey Rada, a leading edge broker associate with Douglas Elliman. I have over 35 years of experience in market cycles to bring to every transaction. And I'm still alive. When you want to see how I sell 85% of my listings and the average agent...
Good afternoon and welcome to Lavakan.
We need to talk. I break records. The fastest sale, the most offers, the highest price per square foot. Which one do we want to accomplish? My company includes superior quality marketing to enhance your property and the worldwide exposure, which matters in Miami. If you want to buy, I'm a Miami native. I know the area extremely well. Put my negotiating skills to work. I'm the only Lainey Rada in the world, so it's easy to find me. But I'll help you. My phone number is 305-710-8558. That's 305-710-8558. Let's set up a time to talk.
From this moment on, consumers will expect it and sellers will demand it. Cinematic video walkthroughs for all of your listings. Professional photography, cinematic video walkthroughs, on-camera video tours, and professional voiceover narration. I'm Ernie Emad, head of BlueHourStudios.com. Blue Hour Studios is a progressive visual and audio powerhouse producing high-end video and audio productions. Become an expert in your field with a professionally produced podcast from our studio in Coral Gables. Call Blue Hour Studios today to elevate your image and voice. BlueHourStudios.com.
We're back with more of The Scoop on Miami. Find our podcast on iTunes and on YouTube as a video, our Facebook page, and thescooponmiami.com. While there, don't forget to subscribe, share, and like our podcast channel. And now, here's Ernie Emad and Lainey Rada.
Welcome back to The Scoop on Miami. Don't forget, you can find us every single Friday at 1 o'clock at Scoop on Miami on Facebook. Then it becomes a podcast, which it can be listened to anywhere you find your favorite podcast, as well as www.scooponmiami.com, where you will be able to definitely go to our guest pages and link to any of our guests. And if you want more information on the businesses, the telephone numbers, please visit scooponmiami.com and get all of that information. Also, YouTube as well.
And you can also reach us if you would like to be a guest. That's what we're here for, supporting and broadcasting your business and stay local and keep everybody going here.
You bet. You had something you wanted to say?
Oh, I was just thinking when I heard my commercial,
Oh.
because one of the challenges the market is getting your house to appraise. It is the biggest hurdle at the end of all the hurdles of after inspections and negotiations and deadlines. And it's really important that you should have an agent like us that is very hands-on, because we get involved with the appraiser. We support, we come with supporting documents. We find sales that aren't traditional sales that are just from other realtors. And that's how we get things closed. And I just went through this with a house that I sold over the list price, and it appraised. So I think that you should be aware of that. That's something that you might not talk about at a listing appointment with. You might not know how important that is.
Relationships that we have with all of these people as well. Mm-hmm. We are going to go to our next guest, and our next guest is right down the block from here. It's on Miracle Mile. It is called Lotus Garden Restaurant, and they're a Thai restaurant, family-owned for more than 30 years. They've been at that location since 1998. Mm-hmm. So let's go ahead now and go to the Lotus Garden. Good afternoon. Hi everyone, I'm Ernie Emad, broker-owner of One Premier International and the host of The Scoop on Miami. And today I'm sitting alongside my co-host.
I'm Lainey Rada, leading edge broker associate with Douglas Elliman.
We have a special guest today. We are in Miracle Mile in Coral Gables in a family-owned business for more than 30 years. Cathy Nguyen with Lotus Garden Restaurant. How are you doing today?
Good, thank you.
Thank you so much for being on The Scoop on Miami today.
Oh, thank you.
So why don't we start from the beginning? Tell us a little bit about your story, your family story, where you were born, a little bit about you.
Okay, we're actually from Vietnam, but we lived in Thailand for about 3.5 years because my father's a diplomat and he was the Goodwill ambassador. And then we came to the States when I was 7, and we started the restaurant in '86.
In 1986. Now this is your second location, correct?
Correct.
Beautiful. And you started real close, so you've been in Miracle Mile since?
Well, on Miracle Mile since 1998.
Since 1998.
Yes, because some people might not realize that this restaurant was a little tiny restaurant just around the corner from here. Remember, so you can say where you started?
Yes, it was actually 380 Andalusia. We still remember it was the strip mall from Publix. And we were forced to move because Publix needed parking for their expansion. So we moved here to Miracle Mile.
So I'd like to know a little bit about the recipes here in your restaurant. Restaurant business is so difficult and so challenging, and to be successful for so many years, there's got to be something special about your dishes. Why don't you share where these recipes come from?
Well, to be honest, the recipes have been around forever. But with my mother and her little twigging, that makes it our recipes. And it's basically, to be honest, it all came from my mom.
It all beautiful, wonderful, and that's where you learned your cooking
Oh
and
yes,
everything else.
everything, and still today with instructions and corrections. But you can only get better.
You're absolutely right.
Is there something that is a favorite here that people like the most?
Curry.
The curry.
The curry.
Okay.
The red curry, the massaman curry, the green curry, we offer it all. And I think it's because we do it with coconut milk, and we use fully coconut milk. We don't mix, we don't add. I mean, it's, so I think that's why people actually like it, and they said it actually tastes different.
Where the
from other
richness
places.
comes from.
Right.
Oh, okay.
And we use pure ingredients, and we do everything to order. We don't have a batch of anything made. We don't, we pretty much everything is catered to your liking.
Oh, small batches cooked.
Per dish.
Per dish. Wow, that's fantastic.
Per order, we don't have anything. Everything is cooked as you order. It's spiced as you request. So it's literally from my kitchen to your table.
That's fantastic. That's
is
fantastic. Lainey?
Well, I just was wondering about how the neighborhood, do you have a lot of regulars, or do people walk here? What do you find has been something that keeps things going here for you?
That's our favorite, our regulars and our families, and we became part of their family and part of their traditions, and we have regulars that we've known since they started dating, and now they're grandparents.
Oh, that's
and their
great.
kids are picking up. They're starting to drive, and we do have, when school start, we have a lot of the professors and students from the nearby high school, college, the University of Miami, and and of course the neighborhood, and that's what we love, and then. Now with all the new buildings coming up in the city, we just wish we, would have more exposure and then the walking distance.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And, they did a wonderful job redoing Miracle Mile with more sidewalk space, more pedestrian friendly. And so that's also fantastic. And being a staple here in Coral Gables is great. So tell me a little bit about some of your seafood dishes.
Oh, well, we do have fresh seafood. We have our fish is mainly snapper. We do
of course, our curry seafood. We do the mixed seafood. We have a very nice frog legs that no one really carries.
Okay, that's what I wanted to ask. How many people eat frog's legs?
Oh, we have.
I've only been tricked into doing that one time.
We do have a good amount, and it's usually, we have a certain one of our clients that would come like 3 times a week just to get the frog legs.
Oh my gosh.
And, you know, we do with different sauces. We have just your plain fried frog legs, and you want the full flavor of the frog legs. We lightly batter it because, you know, frog legs it's a little bit different. And, you know, everybody says it tastes like chicken.
That's what everything tastes.
Everything tastes like chicken, right? That's the only way you'll eat it. But we have a basil sauce that's very nice, and it complements it. And it is very popular, you know, here. Because I think not many people do the frog legs the way we do it, I would say. And that's why I think it's quite popular here.
And you also have a crispy duck dish that everyone comments about out of your 4.8 star reviews.
Yes, and I take pride in that because
Wonderful.
We actually do the duck from scratch. We don't buy the duck already made, which they do offer out there. We actually cook. I braise the duck. It's like a 6 steps for my crispy duck because you know, from steaming it to braising it to deboning it, and you know, to press it, and you know, it's before we even get it to your table.
It's labor intensive.
Oh yes, yes.
Never knew that.
Yes, but you can taste the difference. You know, so I'm very proud of it.
Fantastic.
It is labor intense, but most of our dishes are, because like I said, we start from scratch and we don't prepare anything ahead of time. I mean, we do our regular prep, but not the dishes itself.
I would imagine that you do a lot of takeout as well.
Yes, that's wonderful.
Not just during COVID, but during regular business.
That would probably, I would say 60% of our business was takeout.
That's fantastic.
You know, and of course now with COVID, but before that, yes, we do a great, it's easy. They can just come pick up on their way home from work or at the end of the night, and you know, and our food travel well. That's from what I hear from our customer is they're like, you know, the reason we get takeout from you 2 or 3 nights a week is because, you know, it travel well, and you know, when they get home, it's not something that's labor intense for them to have to start plating out.
Absolutely.
You know, so that's why we do.
And it's not like getting French fries where they get soggy. By the time they get home in those
I mean,
steamed
the
containers.
vegetables. I mean, I give it enough time from the you know, to cover it where the steam doesn't overcook the food before you get home, because you know we have fresh vegetables. So you know,
I was going to say it's probably because it's fresh.
Yes,
It's the way you're prepared
yes.
that it has that staying power.
Exactly.
It still tastes crunchy when you eat it.
Yeah, and we actually, I didn't know that until COVID, when the customers would tell us, she goes, well, your food traveled very well for takeout.
That's
I'm
fantastic.
like, that's a great compliment.
It is. What are some things that you would suggest to have the staying power that you've had for such a long time here? To other businesses or somebody else that wants to be, you know, in this business? Yes.
Genuine.
Okay.
We are, you know, honestly, we care about what you eat. You know, I mean, of course, you need the business and the money to sustain your business,
Correct.
but we care about what we put on your table, and we are happy when you are. It's not just, you know, here and then the check. It's not about that. You know, we want you to come back. We want you to be happy when you're here. We want to hear your story. You know, so we care about our customer, and that's an honest truth, you know.
Well, it definitely shows with your longevity. And with all of the sibling rivalries and fights in today's days, it's incredible because your sister is right behind the camera here, and you guys work side by side every single day.
Every single day.
Now, if she wasn't here, what is it like working with your sister?
Oh, no, actually, of course, it's true that, you know, when you actually
Come on down here real quick and show your face behind the mask to the camera and everyone that will end up coming here and get to greet you as well.
That's Betty.
That's Betty, everyone.
Thank you. Actually, it's, you know, it's not easy. You know, so one person have to be the Zen, as you call it. But it's great because, you know, when you're family, at the end of the day, you're still family, no matter what happened. And it's great because, especially through the pandemic, I don't think we would make it without my siblings. And they are a great help, and they truly help, and they're always there to help.
There's more than Betty, right? So tell us a little bit, how many in the family work here?
We're actually, my sister, she helps because, she has her own career. My younger brother, who is always in the front, everybody knows him, Swati. They probably know him more than me. And he does a great job. He's a great diplomat here in the dining room. And then my mom, who is the executive chef, which now has gave me the throne, finally.
Oh, beautiful, congratulations.
And then my other older brother, I have two older brothers also, but they also have their career, but they come on the weekends, and then my nephew comes and help, So everybody takes a shift here and there, especially now with COVID, that we are not just limiting on, expense, but we're limiting on exposure and, the whole tracing and everything. So we just want our customer to feel comfortable that it's only me. From prepping to packing, it's only me, and they help with, the relationship outdoor, and then, so everybody helps here and there.
That's fantastic, and that shows really with the care when it's family, right? Everybody has so much vested in it that they care so much to take care.
They're going to take that extra step.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yes.
So let me ask you, what are your hours? How many days a week are you open?
Well, normally our hours are, we have lunch Monday through Friday from 11:30 to 3 p.m. And then we do dinner on weekdays from 5 to 10. And then weekends, which is Friday and Saturday, to 11. But with COVID and the curfew, we actually shut everything down at 9:30.
So the curfew is 10 p.m. in Coral Gables.
Right.
Have they allowed extended seating in the sidewalks yet, like they're doing in some other places?
Yes, they do with temporary permits.
Got it.
So, because we do have to follow guidelines. And
Is the city waiving those permits
For
the
now.
Beautiful?
For
That's a
now,
wonderful
until
thing.
they believe, I believe for now until January 2021.
So you're able to put more tables as needed
Exactly.
for that. That's wonderful.
And it's also some customer feel more comfortable sitting outdoor than indoors.
Right,
Sure.
right.
Absolutely.
Good.
So let me ask you, is there anything that you want our viewers and listeners to really know that we may have failed to cover in this interview?
No, I think you pretty much covered everything.
Lainey, do you have any parting questions?
No, there's a lot to enjoy here, inside and outside, because Miracle Mile is a historic street, and it's a beautiful place to walk and to sit here. And if you want to come inside, there's a lot of things to catch your eye.
Plenty of
feels like
parking
you're eating
around
with
as
family.
well.
Yes.
We have plenty of parking. If you live in the Gables, obviously, you know that you can take the freebie here. They are offering door-to-door transportation at no cost at all. And for final, like as we do after eating, tell me a little bit about your desserts.
Oh, we have the Thai donuts. That's everyone's favorite. I mean, we do offer fried cheesecake and fried ice cream, but
Oh, my goodness.
The Thai donuts is everyone's joy. I mean, no one some people are afraid to order because they'll eat the whole order. But we make them into such dainty little donut holes that it's enjoyable, and then everyone can enjoy some and not have to worry about the
And
calories.
that's served with your traditional sweetened condensed milk?
Yes, our sauce, or sometimes we do chocolate, caramel, strawberry. I mean, it varies from everyone. We used to put peanut in it, which is traditional.
Right.
But with
With
the
the allergies
allergies,
and so forth,
so
correct.
we avoid all that. Unless upon request, we still have the old timers that enjoy that.
That enjoy that.
And the kids enjoy the little chocolate too. So.
So fantastic. Final thing, if you'll tell everybody what your address is and telephone number, and then what your website is.
It's 318 Miracle Mile, and our website is lotusgarden.com.
Fantastic. Well, Cathy, thank you so much for being on the Scoop on Miami and opening your doors to Lotus Garden
Thank
to
you
us.
Thank you
Thank you
very
for
much.
sharing
Thank you
your
so
family
much.
story. Thank you.
Oh my
Absolutely.
goodness, we're so proud of it. Thank you.
Right. Thank you so much.
Yum.
Yum, yum, yum.
It's lunchtime.
I love that place. It's just great food. The spicier, the better.
Oh.
And I forgot to talk. I think they have 15 types of craft beers. And I'm a beer lover,
okay.
and they have all kinds of beer, not just your typical 2 or 3. So I think it's a great place to go. There's seating outside right now. And Miracle Mile, that area is wide. It's beautiful marble, tumbled marble, and it's a really nice setting.
And I think that just their family involvement speaks to how they've lasted so long and have so many regular customers. They're very hands-on.
They really care. There's no question, and it shows with some of these businesses that have been around 30, 40, 50, 90 years like we've had here on the program. There's that special care that they have where customers are number one no matter what, and they go the extra mile.
They take a lot of time.
Absolutely.
It's very personal.
And as you know, they do one dish at a time, correct, to order. So if there's something specific that you want more of or less of, or specific that you may be allergic or, right, they never say no. They say yes, and they create it. That's wonderful. So thank you very much, Cathy and Betty, for opening the doors to Lotus Garden yesterday. Right?
Right.
Okay, so we are going to head now into the 305's Hidden Treasure, which we do at the end of our program. And tell us a little bit about this week's Hidden Treasure, Lainey.
Well, it's very hidden. It's so big, but it's hidden, which you'll hear about. And there's a lot of information, and there's a big park that's very enjoyable, really nice area to walk and to get more familiar with if you just want to stop and hang around Brickell for a little bit.
So now we're going to go ahead and do Lainey Rada's 305's Hidden Treasures.
And now it's time for the 305 Hidden Treasures with Lainey Rada.
Did you know there was an archaeological site in downtown Miami? The Miami River Circle was discovered in 1998 at 401 Brickell Avenue. It's believed to be 1,700 to 2,000 years old. A perfect 38-foot circle with 600 post molds that contain 24 equidistant holes, or basins, cut into the limestone bedrock. It's the only evidence of a prehistoric structure cut into the bedrock in the eastern United States. It's believed to have been the location of a structure built by Tequesta Indians in what could possibly have been their capital. The site is named after William Brickell. Tequesta Indians were the larger American Glades tribe who inhabited the area 10,000 years ago. There were Paleo tribes to the west and Calusa to the north. A small settlement of maybe 300 were in Miami. Miami means sweet water, referring to the fresh water coming down the river. In 1940, an apartment building was built on the property that was sold for $8.5 million to a developer. After it was razed, a stonemason, Miami local Josh Billig, became a hero because he quit on the job when the circle was discovered. Examination of the earth revealed shell tools, stone axe heads, human teeth, and charcoal from fires. It could have possibly been used for ceremonial purposes. You can see the artifacts at History Miami. Opposition from activists, native Indians, and school children got attention. In an unprecedented move, the state of Florida Preservation purchased the property with funds from donations, foundations, and private citizens for $27 million. In the end, the developers still made a profit of $18.2 million after handing it over, and the circle was saved. The hidden treasure is actually hidden. It is buried to protect it. It was added to the National Register of Historic Places in 2002. History Miami signed a 44-year lease of the site in 2008. Audio tours and several panels near the area can further describe it. It's a perfect place to take a walk and find out more.
Something we both learned during this segment, that we must maintain equidistant.
We have to be equidistant, 6 feet equidistant. Yes, of equal distance. Yes.
That's it. Absolutely. That's pretty cool to learn new words and new areas. And I remember that very clearly. It stopped construction.
Yeah.
It was a big thing, and still made $18 million. Very nice. We have a fantastic show for you next week. Lainey, tell us about it.
Yes, we have Lolo from Sweat Records. Sweat Records is an institution here for vinyl records, and she has a great background, all musical background, which is really nice. And she's from Miami, and she has a place that, especially anybody that used to play records, just dies. You want to die there because she's got everything you can think of. And actually, she had started her store even before vinyl sort of came back to life, because there was a whole long time that nobody had any vinyl because you didn't have a record player to play it on. And then also Miguel Vuleta, he has 885,000 followers on Instagram. He is Lifestyle Miami. So we're all about Miami next week, and we can't wait to talk to them. Very dynamic people.
I can't wait to be surrounded by all that vinyl.
Oof.
No question.
I know, I get goosebumps.
As a young man always wanting to be a DJ, and I had so much vinyl growing up.
And
my
album covers.
My
oh my
techniques, direct drive turntables to be able to press a button and start right away and cue the records. And what a past. That's going to be a blast.
Yeah, we're going to be at her store so you can see it.
Hey, you will be able to see it. So all about Miami. Hey, look, thank you so much for watching us every single week. Don't forget to go to scooponmiami.com and watch and listen to our episodes, as well as on iTunes, Spotify, and everywhere else that you go and find your favorite podcast. And you'll be able to listen and watch on YouTube, on our website. Think local, buy local, support our local businesses. Go to our guest pages links and click right onto them. Order food from them. Enjoy. Get your dog washed for $20.
Or your goat. Anything.
Anything that has hair.
hair.
As long as it has hair. So don't shave them before they go there. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
No, that was it.
Fantastic. Again, thank you so much. We'll see you next week.
We hope you were entertained, informed, enriched, and proud to live in Miami. We have come to the end of another episode of The Scoop on Miami with your host, Ernie Emad, broker, owner of One Premier International Realty, and Lainey Rada, a leading-edge broker associate with Douglas Elliman. Thank you for riding alongside our journey. If you know of a special person doing wonderful things in our community or want your business featured, visit thescooponmiami.com and contact us. Find The Scoop on Miami on iTunes. Subscribe, share, and like our podcast channel. While there, leave a comment. We'd love to know what you think. And now you have The Scoop on Miami.